When you hear the word kebab, you probably think of skewered meat sizzling over hot coals, the smoky aroma filling the air. Or maybe those juicy slices of seasoned meat stacked on a vertical rotisserie, shaved into pita bread with fresh vegetables and sauce. But beyond the taste and presentation, have you ever stopped to wonder why it's even called kebab? Where did this word come from? And how did it come to represent such a wide variety of dishes across cultures? The story behind the name kebab is as fascinating as the food itself, weaving together ancient traditions, linguistic roots, and the movement of cultures across time and geography. Let's explore, right here, on History of Simple Things. The term kebab has a long history that traces back many centuries. Linguists believe the word originated from the Arabic word kebab, which means to roast or to burn. This makes perfect sense, because traditionally kebabs were associated with roasting meat over fire. Interestingly, the word itself was used long before skewers or grills became the standard image we think of today. In fact, one of the earliest mentions of the word can be found in Arabic texts from the 9th century, where kebab described roasted or fried meat dishes. But the story doesn't stop there, because the word spread far and wide, changing slightly as it moved through different languages and cultures, from Persian to Turkish, and eventually into European languages as kebab or kabāb. In Persia, the dish and the name took on even greater cultural significance. Persians loved grilled meat, and the word kebab became deeply tied to their cuisine. When the Persian Empire expanded and influenced neighboring regions, the word traveled with it, making its way into Turkish cuisine. In Turkish, it retained the name kebab, and the Turks, who had a rich culinary tradition of grilling and roasting, embraced it fully. This Turkish influence would become critical in how the word reached Europe, because during the Ottoman Empire, kebab culture spread across the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of Europe. It's no surprise, then, that kebab has so many variations today, from shish kebabs in Turkey, to doner kebabs in Germany, to Seekh kebabs in South Asia. But why did the word stick so firmly, even when different cultures had their own unique cooking techniques? The answer lies in its simplicity and its association with fire. The word kebab was essentially shorthand for meat that had been exposed to flame or heat, whether by roasting, grilling, or even frying. That broad definition made it adaptable. A Persian cook, a Turkish chef, and later a European traveler could all understand what was meant by kebab, even if the specific recipe or preparation varied. Over time, the word came to mean not just roasted meat, but an entire category of dishes united by the idea of cooking meat in a way that emphasized smoky, savory flavors. One of the most enduring legends about the origin of the kebab itself, and possibly its name, comes from soldiers in the medieval Middle East. It is said that warriors, lacking cooking equipment while on campaign, would skewer chunks of meat on their swords and roast them over open flames. This improvised cooking method became a practical solution that also gave rise to a culinary tradition. Whether or not this story is literally true, it reflects the essence of kebab. Simple, rustic cooking that turns meat and fire into something flavorful and satisfying. The word kebab perfectly captured that identity, and so it endured. When kebab entered Europe, the pronunciation and spelling shifted depending on the region. In English, both kebab and kebab are accepted, though kebab is more common in British English, while kebab pops up more often in American English. This small difference illustrates how words adapt when they travel, just like the food itself adapts to local tastes. For example, in Germany, the doner kebab became one of the most popular street foods, largely due to Turkish immigrants who introduced it there. The word remained unchanged. People simply called it kebab because it already had a recognizable and exotic flavor that matched the dish. It's also interesting to note that while kebab has become associated with skewered or grilled meat in much of the world, its meaning in some cultures is much broader. In South Asia, for example, kebabs can be minced meat patties, fried snacks, or even vegetarian versions made with lentils and paneer. Yet all of them still fall under the umbrella of kebab because they connect back to the core idea of roasting, frying, or grilling. The word's flexibility has made it one of the most enduring food terms globally, cutting across borders and identities. So why is it called kebab? At its heart, the answer is both linguistic and cultural. Linguistically, it comes from the Arabic root kababa, meaning to roast or to char. Culturally, it stuck because roasting meat over fire was one of humanity's oldest and most universal cooking methods. The word became the banner under which countless variations of grilled or roasted meat could exist, from Turkish Shish kebab to Indian Seekh kebab to Middle Eastern Shish. Wherever it traveled, the name carried with it a sense of smoky authenticity, instantly recognizable even if the taste was different. Ultimately, the reason we call it kebab today is because the word survived the test of time, language shifts, and cultural adaptation. From ancient Arabic and Persian origins to Ottoman kitchens and modern food trucks, kebab has always meant more than just food. It's a story of fire, flavor, and connection. Next time you bite into a kebab, whether it's skewered lamb, doner meat and pita, or even a vegetarian version, remember that you're not just eating a dish. You're taking part in a centuries-old tradition whose very name tells a story about the movement of people, language, and ideas across the globe. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.